little bit without difficulty or any issue.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Well done, Yet. It's very nice meeting you today. Excellent
Nice to
job.
meet you
Well
too.
done. Thank you, Yet. Next up, I'd like to go over to Zuan. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, teacher. Let me introduce myself. My name is Xuân. I am 30 years old. I am an accountant in the hotel. I live and work in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. My hobbies are cooking, watching TV, reading books. Nice to meet you, teacher, and everyone.
Thank you. It's very nice to meet you too. So I'd like you to also answer question number 1. Can you list some types of weather?
Yes, I know some type of weather such as cloudy, rainy, sunny, stormy, windy, yes, etc.
Perfect. And I'd like you to also tell us which one of those is your favorite.
Yes, I live in Ho Chi Minh City. My cities have 2 seasons in the years, rainy and sunny. So I like sunny, but sometimes in rainy the weather too hot. So I like the weather not too hot and not rainy too much.
Okay, and why? Can you tell us a bit more? Why do you like it like that?
Yes, because I like sunny, but mm, I don't like when the weather too hot. Yeah. So when the weather when sunny, I can go around, don't shouldn't wear the raincoat or umbrella. And I like
Yeah, definitely.
I like wear the shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah, and I think that's just comfortable to wear, just wear comfortable clothes. Well done, Swan. It's very nice to meet you today. I would quickly just like to practice the pronunciation of the word introduce, and I'd just like you to focus on the S ending sound.
Yes.
Can you say that word for me one more time? Introduce.
Introduce.
Perfect. Well done, Tuan. It was very nice meeting you. Next up, I'd like to go over to Fung. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Phương. I am 17 years old. I live in Hanoi capital. My hobbies are listening to music, watching TV, and dancing. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's very nice to meet you too. So, Miss Fung, can you list some types of weather?
Some types of weather are hot, warm, cold, wet, dry, cool, snow, etc.
Yeah, and what is your favorite type of weather?
My favorite weather is warm, although have rain and sun, but it's very good for strength health and for cheese.
And for?
For cheese.
Can you type that last word for me in the chat box?
Yes.
And in the meanwhile, while you're typing, I'd like you to tell us, what do you like to do in warm weather? What activities do you like to do when it's warm? Okay, so can we practice that word? Tree.
Tree.
Perfect, tree. And Fung, I'd like you to tell us, what activities do you like to do when it's warm?
I want to go out with my friends for picnic.
Yeah, so that's a fun activity with your friends. You want to hang out. Well done, Fing. Thank you so much for sharing. It's very nice to have met all of you today. If you have any questions regarding the lesson, feel free to ask. And the students that are only listening today, if you would like to participate, you can feel free to type your answers in the chat box, or if you have any questions, you can just type them in the chat box. Hey, we're going to go over to the free talk now, where we're going to choose a role and you're going to act it out with your partner. Student A, your foreign friend is visiting your city. You're going to talk about the weather with him or her. And student B, you are student A's foreign friend. You're going to talk with him or her. Okay, so I'd like to start with Zwan. Can you be student A? And then maybe Fung, can you be student B?
Hello, Phương.
Yes, hello. How are you today? Have you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I want to ask you some questions. Okay.
Miss Phương, where you stay now?
I live in Hanoi.
Yes, I'm going to Hanoi next week. So I don't know about the weather to prepare something to holidays. Please ask me something about the weather.
Uh, the weather forecast today say it's very hot and temperature is 38 degrees Celsius, moisture 20%. And pay attention if you go out. You should use glasses and jacket.
Wow, please advise me about the clothes to bring to visit Hanoi.
You should use jacket because jacket is very broad, and you can feel comfortable, and you can bring water. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Miss Phương.
Well done. Thank you, Zwan. Thank you, Fung. You guys did really well with this exercise. Since there are only 3 of you, we're going to maybe swap roles a bit. I'd like, Zwan, can you swap roles and be student B this time? And then Nguyet, can I ask you to be student A? So Nguyet, you're going to be student A, and then Zwan, you're student B.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello,
Hello,
Miss
Miss.
Ngọc.
Yeah, hello, Miss Nguyệt.
Yeah, nice to talk with you.
Yeah, me too.
In a couple coming days, I will visit your city. I would like to know how's the weather like there.
Yes. You know, now I stay at Ho Chi Minh City. Nowadays, the weather is rainy, so every day then rainy too much. If you are going to come there, you will bring umbrella or raincoat when you go out.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for your advice. And
if you go to Ho Chi Minh City, you should call me, and I willing to guide you to visit everywhere.
thanks in advance.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Well done, Zwan. Thank you, Nguyet. Miss Zwan, I would quickly like to just practice the word coat. Raincoat.
Raincoat.
Perfect. Well done. Good job, guys. You did a really good job with the free talk. On the next slide, we're going to look at a few suggestions regarding today's topic. So let's first read through this first sentence. Awful weather, isn't it? It's expected to rain the whole week. So let's start with the word awful. So this means very bad or unpleasant. Okay, something that's very bad or unpleasant. Okay, and we have this underlined part. It's expected to. So that's when you think something is going to happen. So she thinks it's going to rain the whole week. Okay. The second sentence we have here is we're in for showers this weekend. I think we should postpone our trip. Okay, so let's look at the first part. We're in for. So this is usually used when something bad is going to happen. So in this case, it's showers. And shower in this case is maybe some rain or hail or even snow. So showers usually rain. We're in for rain this weekend. I think we should postpone the trip. Okay, so when you postpone something, you maybe put it out for a later date. So you're not going to do it this weekend. You're maybe going to change it to another weekend or another day. Okay, so you're going to delay it. If you have any questions regarding these words or sentences, feel free to ask or type your question in the chat box. Okay, we're going to go over to the Speak Out Loud slide, where we're going to learn how to pronounce these words correctly. So I'm going to read through them first. I'd like you to listen carefully, and then we're going to practice them. So it's weather, heavily, umbrella, overcast, forecast, air, wet, and happy. So, Niet, can you start? I'd like you to just read through all of these words.
Okay, it's my turn. Weather, heavily, umbrella, overcast, forecast, air, wet, happy.
Perfect. I would just like to practice the first word, weather. Just the sound. Weather.
Weather. Weather.
Perfect. Weather. Well done, Niet. We're going to practice this again on the next slide. Next up, I'd like to go over to Zuan.
Okay.
Can you read those words?
Yes. Weather. Heavily. Umbrella. Overcast. Forecast. Air. Wet. Happy.
Excellent job. One part I would just like to practice with you, overcast, just the st sound. Overcast.
Overcast.
Perfect. That was excellent. Great job. And then Fung, can you read those words?
Yes, weather, heavily, umbrella, overcast, forecast, air, wet, happy.
Excellent pronunciation. Well done, Fung. Well done, all of you. So we're going to look at these words one more time. We're just going to focus on the different sounds we use to pronounce them. So this first row is the words with the e sound in weather, heavily, umbrella, air, and wet. And the words underneath them are slightly different with the a sound in overcast, forecast, and happy. So, Zuan, can you read those words one more time?
Yes. Weather. Heavily. Umbrella. Air. Wet. Overcast. Forecast. Happy.
Perfect pronunciation. Well done. And then Miss Nguyet, can you read those words?
Yes. Weather. Heavily. Umbrella. Air. Wet. Overcast. Forecast. Happy.
Perfect. That was excellent. Great job. And then Fung, can you read those words?
Okay, weather, heavily, umbrella, air, wet, overcast, forecast, happy.
Excellent job. Well done, Fung. Well done, all of you. Since we have some time left, we're going to do one more exercise on this slide. So in this exercise, what I'd like you to do is choose one word and make a sentence. So in this list of words we have, I'd like you to just choose one word at a time and then make any sentence that you can think of. Okay, so Ms. Zuan, can you start? Which word would you like to choose?
Yes. Oh, I choose weather.
Yes. And what is your sentence with weather?
Yes. Oh, I love the weather today because it's warm and sunny.
Perfect. So I love the weather today because it is warm and sunny. Well done. Excellent sentence. Next up, I'd like to go over to Miss Miette. Which word would you like to choose?
I would like to choose happy.
Happy. And what is your sentence with happy?
This is my sentence. I like rainy because it reminds me a lot of happy memories when I was young, when I was child.
Perfect sentence. I would quickly just like to explain the difference between rainy and rain. So rainy is an adjective. So we use this word to describe a noun. So rainy is a word that describes something. So that's why we'd use it together with weather. So I like rainy weather. Or if we just want to use the noun, we can just say, I love the rain. Okay, because it makes me happy. So rain is our noun.
Okay,
And
thank you.
rainy is our adjective. Well done, Miet. Very
Thank
good
you.
sentence. My pleasure. And then Fung, which word would you like to choose?
I choose umbrella.
Okay, and what is your sentence with umbrella?
Uh, hey, I the weather forecast say today is rain. You should to wear umbrella.
Yeah, perfect. So the weather forecast says that it's going to rain today, and you should, in this case, we would maybe say, remember to take your umbrella. So we don't wear an umbrella, we just use it. Okay, so maybe just to remember your umbrella. Okay, well done, Foon. So we don't wear an umbrella, but that was a very good sentence. Since we have some time left, we're each going to choose one more word. Okay, so Ms. Zwan, which word would you like to choose?
Yes. Today the weather too wet, so I don't want to go out because I don't like it.
Yeah, so maybe we can say, and shorten it a bit, or we can just change it a little bit. We can say, it is too wet outside.
Yeah.
And then we can say, that is why I don't want to go out.
It's
Hey, well
too wet.
done.
Yeah. It's too wet outside. That is why I don't want to go out.
Perfect. Well done, Swan. Great sentence. A great effort. Miss Miette, which word would you like to choose?
I want to choose forecast.
Excellent.
The today weather forecast say that tomorrow we will have the heavy rain tomorrow.
Yeah, so today's weather forecast says that there will be heavy rain tomorrow. Well done. That was a perfect sentence. Good job, Miss Miette. And then Fung, which word would you like to choose?
I choose overcast.
Yeah. And what is your sentence?
I see sky today have overcast.
Yeah. So another way of saying it, we can just say there is an overcast today. So we can just say that. This is just when there's maybe a large gray cloud covering the sky. Okay, well done, Foon. Well done, all of you. You guys did really well with this exercise. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're gonna go over now to the conversation slide. In this part, we're gonna choose a context and you're gonna talk with me about that context. So we'll be discussing the weather. The first context is that today's weather is sunny and warm. Okay, so we're going to talk about today's weather, and it's sunny and warm. The second context is that it is raining and you have to postpone your plan for the beach. And the third context, we're going to talk about tomorrow's weather. It would be cooler than today's, so a bit colder. Okay. I'd like to start with Fung. Which context would you like to talk about?
I choose Peter number 1.
Okay, great. So let's start. So Fung, what's the weather like in your city today?
I like the weather hot and warm.
Oh, wow, it's hot and warm and you like it. Why do you like it?
Because rain and sun very good for strength health for people and animals.
Yeah, so the sun is very important and very good for us as well. Yeah. And what activities do you like to do when it's warm and sunny?
If the sun not rain, we can enjoy activity different. Example, picnic, yes, and BBQ.
Yeah, picnics and barbecues, maybe even going to the beach. Yeah. And Fung, do you like cold weather as well?
No, I like cold weather because it's I don't like it very cold.
Yeah, I agree. I also like the warm weather a bit more than the cold weather. And what activities can you think of that we can do when it's cold?
If have a cold weather, you can join to sky.
Yeah, so okay, so that's a very good answer, and it's mostly things that maybe we have to do inside. So well done, Fung. It was very nice talking with you today. You did an excellent job with the conversation exercise. Well done. Next up, I'd like to go over to Miss Nguyet. Which one of these three contexts would you like to talk about?
I would like to talk about the second context.
The second one. Okay, great. So let's start.
Yes.
So, Nguyet, are we still going to the beach this weekend?
Yes, we have. I have a plan to go to the beach this weekend with my family.
Oh, really? I think I've heard somewhere that it might be raining this weekend.
Yeah, I also heard from the weather forecast. So what should I do?
Maybe you can postpone your plans for going to the beach.
I'm not sure whether it's possible because I already paid money for the car rent.
Maybe
And
you
also
will
I
be able to
already
get a
booked.
refund.
And I already booked the hotel over there. I'm not sure whether they let me postpone or not.
Okay. Where did you make a reservation?
I make the reservation at the Imperial Hotel in Vũng Tàu. So let me try to call
Oh,
them.
wow. Yeah, but are there any other activities that you might do in that area if it's raining? Maybe instead of going to the beach, is there anything else you can do?
We have planned to climb the mountain and play some sport game on the beach.
Oh, wow. And I think it might be uncomfortable doing those things while it's raining. Are there any indoor activities planned for the weekend?
I didn't think about it, but if there's no choice to cancel the reservation, so we also have to go there and make some indoor game. Let me think about it.
Yeah, no problem. Well done, Miet. You did really well in the exercise. It was very nice talking with you today. Great
Thanks,
job.
teacher.
Thank you, Miet. And then, Ms. Zuan, which context would you like to discuss?
Yes, I choose a picture tree.
Okay, great. So let's start. So, Ms. Zuan, do you know what the weather will be like tomorrow?
Yes, I heard the weather forecast said tomorrow's weather will be cooler than today.
Oh, really? And what do you think about that?
Yes, I think it good because today's the weather is too hot, but I don't like it.
I agree. It's very hot today. And what do you usually do in hot weather?
Yes, in hot weather, I don't want go out, and I always stay at my office, my house.
Yeah, I agree. So if it's too hot outside, it's also just easier to stay inside. Yeah. And what is your favorite type of weather?
Yes, I like warmy and rainy, but light. That means I don't like rainy like dot and cat.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So if it's raining dogs and cats, it's also not a lot of fun. So just some light rain. I agree with you. And what do you usually do when it's raining? Is there any type of activity that you like to do?
Yeah.
Maybe reading or...
Yeah. I like grow the tree and flower in my garden when rainy because it suitable for planet.
Yeah, it's very beneficial. And if you have a garden, like you said, it's good for the plants to grow. Yeah. And what do you usually do when it's just normal weather, just warm but not too hot? Do you like going to the beach or...
Yes, when the weather is warm and not too hot, I sometimes I hunt the BBQ at my garden and invite some friends go to there and enjoy it.
Oh wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Well done, Tuan. It was very nice talking with you today. I would quickly like to practice the pronunciation of this
Dạ.
word in this context, the word cooler. Cooler.
Cooler. Cooler.
Perfect. Well done. Great job, all of you. And like I mentioned, if you have some questions regarding the lesson, you can feel free to type your question in the chat box. Thính, you can also feel free to type your questions. In the meanwhile, we're going to go over to the assessment slide. So I'd like to start with Ms. Nguyen. Just like to remind you about the pronunciation of the word weather. So just that the sound. Weather. Very good grammar today. Well done. And with the vocabulary, I would quickly just like to refresh your memory with the word rain, which is used as our noun, and rainy, which is used as an adjective. So we can maybe say rainy weather. Okay. Next up, I'd like to go over to Ms. Zuan. Just the pronunciation of a few words. The first word is cooler. I'd like to remind you about the pronunciation of introduce. So just that S ending sound. And forecast. So just that S-T sound. Cast. Okay, but very good vocabulary and grammar today. Well done. And then next up is thính. I would quickly just like to remind you about the pronunciation of the word tree. Very good grammar today. And with the vocabulary, I would just like to remind you we don't wear an umbrella, so the words we would use is remember to take your umbrella with you. Okay, so well done. I'd like to remind you guys to practice for related lessons in the course browser, as well as to complete your homework soon after this lesson by clicking the link on this page. And please don't forget to rate our lesson today. And like I mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box. Thanks, guys.